Not worrying about this. 470 minutes. You just built a drone at home. I saw that. You selected other things. That wasn't too bad. Okay. That wasn't too bad. It wasn't great. But, okay. I'm gonna... This is what... Every time I get one of these replays and it's bronze, silver, gold, I say the same thing. 1, you need to watch my guides. 2, you need to play with yourself. Okay? You know what you need? I'm done with this. I'm done with this whole replay. Alright? I'm gonna give you another one. There's gonna be a replay that comes up after the game here. But what I mean by play with yourself is you go into a game before you ladder each day. Before you ladder each day. And what you need to do is max out as quickly as possible on whatever your chosen unit composition is. You do that. And you want to do it quicker each day. As a Zerg player, you can max out by... Well, I mean, 8 minutes is pretty easy. 7 minutes is, like, pro level. If you can max out by 10 minutes on whatever your chosen unit composition is, you're doing Gucci. Alright? You're doing good. But right now, I'm just going to play. It's going to come up with another replay in the chat that everybody can download. And just try to copy that. Try to beat me. Try to get within a minute of me with what I'm doing here. I'm just going to make a bunch of roaches. Alright? You might be like, but what if he has tanks and shit? Well, then you don't attack into the tanks, and then you tech up to Broodlords. That's what you do. But otherwise, you should just be able to make way more shit than him because he's a gold leaguer.
Mine more minerals, quickly now.
I like how it switches me to your announcer pack as well. But we're getting that hatchery up, and I get the gas behind. And now I'm going to get the pull. I don't worry so much about returning minerals and stuff. I like the diligence.
Where are the minerals? I was told there would be minerals. You're flat broke, mate. Get some more minerals.
But this is... I'm also sending my first Overlord to this corner. I'm sending my second Overlord. You can put it maybe on this high ground. You can put it over... I think safe for you would be over to this corner. Alright. But I'm not doing anything. I'm not going to go like 3 hatch or anything greedy. You want to get your 3rd hatch as a Gold League Zerg or a Platinum League Zerg. If you're getting your 3rd hatch against Terran by like, I don't know, say 4 minutes. I would say 3:30, but 4 minutes. 4 minutes is okay. And that's not even quick. That's not like you can't make a bunch of Zerglings if you're intent. Now, as I'm getting the speed here, and notice I'm getting the queens right off the bat. I'm pulling off a gas, 2 of them.
Where are the minerals?
It's not that big a deal to do that, but banking up all that extra money is not really that... banking up gas is not necessary as a Zerg, and that's a big part. I'm doing all, like, I'm flipping around, doing a bunch of different things. I don't need to be doing this. I'm sorry. I'm overdoing it. Alright.
You have your flat rope, mate. Get some more minerals. God save your gracious.
And I'm getting a second. I like this as getting a second queen. So this is your... I have no idea what happened, but he's got a lot of shit in my base. Getting 1 or 2 extra queens, that's your insurance strategy. I'm getting another Overlord. I'll put it over here where drops could come out. He's got another expansion. I get in. I see he's going 3cc. And I don't say my counter should be make a bunch of Zerglings and attack because he's got 3cc's. Because a lot of Terran players have at least the basic skills to build a wall. And if he builds a wall or a bunker, then suddenly all those Zerglings are a complete and total waste of money. So instead, when I see a 3rd CC and he just has a handful of Marines, I say, you can't attack me. So I'm just going to go ahead and not care. But for now, I'm going to go back into gas here. I'm going to get my Roach Worm pretty early. I wouldn't get this early in Masters, but I think just get it by 4 minutes. If you get it by 4 minutes, there are a lot of attack timings that are around 5 minutes, like your double medevac drop. If he's going to go for like Hellbats, usually all hit around the 5-minute mark. So your Roach Worm will be done, and you can get roaches out by that mark.
You're flat broke, mate. You need more energy.
And I'm getting my evolution chamber. I'm going to start getting... Now, here's a general rule. Don't get your second gas until 30 drones. I've got 35. I'm good. Don't be getting your third and fourth gases until 35 to 40 drones. It really depends on what strategy you're going for, but minimum 35. You can hover over that top right. You can see how many drones are there. And if you have 35 to 40, be like, well, maybe I'll use this gas. I'm going to get the +1 attack down here. I think it's a good habit to get into to just get both upgrades.
Mine more minerals.
All right. And right now, we'll just assume there's shenanigans afoot. We'll say there's Hellions coming out. Okay, so instead of just blindly making drones, and at this point I should be scouting, and I should have scouted with Overlords. Even if he has 3 CC, he might have Hellions, so I'm getting the roach speed and all of that.
There's just not enough energy to
and
do that right now.
maybe he has something. Honestly, probably should have gotten Spore Crawlers like 430 or so. But not that big a deal. I like to keep my
Queen's ready. Find a
creep spread queen. I keep it on a different hotkey on 2. Get the Carapace upgrade.
Not enough energy to do that right now. Try building.
All right.
Mine more minerals quickly now. Where are the minerals? I was told there would be minerals.
But from here, now at around 5.5 minutes, we're at layer tech. I have 40, 50 drones or something. I got to make a decision. This is where you're deciding based on he has his third base up. If he has his third base up and you don't feel like and he has like tanks or something, well then you just want to drone up. If maybe you've killed an attack and he's trying to take a third, you make a bunch of roaches. But I'm just going to go with a little bit of the in-between. I'm going to get up to about 60 drones. With it, I'm going to get an infestation pit. So what this will mean is that I'll have a solid 3-base economy. I can pressure a third base, say maybe he lost a medevac or a bunch of Hellions or something. But I'll have enough to go for the Hive and for that ultimate unit Ultralisks, because let's be honest, no one in Gold League has any freaking idea how to deal with Ultras. Alright, it's true. It's true. And if they do, it's because you ran like 7 Ultras up with no armor into a ramp with Liberators. And that's kind of your own fault, right? Like, so I'm at about 60 drones. I'm making Overlords. And we're going to go towards the high.
Not enough energy. Your supply blocked and it's all your...
And at this point, I mean, if he looks like he's going to attack or anything like that, maybe you want to get some Infestors. Mostly, you usually want to have a few Ravagers. And now remember, the Ravagers are not to hit their units, maybe if they have tanks. But the Ravagers against Bio are to combine with Fungal, or just to make them micro in general. If you try to use Ravagers to hit Marines that are stimmed and running around, you're going to have a bad time. Okay. So we're going to go about another minute here. I'm going to start the melee attack upgrade. I'm not worrying about a 4th base too much, though I might if I didn't feel like I wanted to attack at this timing. And I've been playing a little bit quick, but the general ideas are there. This is the direction you should, quote-unquote, be trying to go, instead of making a bunch of Zerglings early. Might be like, well, what if I wanted to make a bunch of Zerglings early? Then I'd say, well, that's a terrible strategy and don't do that. But if you want to do that, you should at least Baneling bust them. Like, just making a bunch of Zerglings is almost always a terrible... It'll work. It'll work a lot. But not enough. And it'll work progressively less as time goes on. So, right now, I'm at right about 8.5 minutes. I've got 170 supply. I've got, well, 2-1 on the way. I've got a Hive done with an Ultralisk Cavern halfway done, and I'm starting at 4th base. And I guarantee you this is better off. This is better off than any game you've had ever against Terran. So when I quit this game, the replay will be in the chat. You can download that. And remember, play with yourself every day before you let her. Try to either emulate this, or if you like Hydraling Bane, go Hydraling Bane. but try to max out as quick as possible. And just do that a couple times, because a lot of games in Gold League don't even get to a max out. If you're comfortable doing it, then you're almost always going to have a larger army.